Hi guys.
Hello? We
I think we're on.
think you're on?
I'm gonna get it up on my phone so we can tell whether it's on. I think I just got a notification. I think we're live. I'm actually gonna watch myself
Sick.
for a bit. Yes, we're on. Let's go. Now, welcome everyone. Welcome. We're back to Alive Round the Drum. It's good and bad, isn't it, Tegan?
Yeah, a bit of a bittersweet feeling going on at the moment, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the only reason we're back is because we're back in lockdown, aren't we?
Yep.
But it's only 7 days, so it's gonna be alright, isn't it? It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Holding on to that. You know, God
Yeah.
is good.
God is good all the time. Now, we've got a spare chair here. Do you have any idea who's going to be joining us?
Oh, no, not really. Who's gonna be joining us, Alex?
I'll give you a hint. It was on the post that we put up.
Ah, it's
I
always
think
good.
they might be related to you.
Ooh, well, we've got a couple of options here. I have two parents. I've got a couple of aunties and uncles, and I've got three brothers. So, eeny,
Do you
meeny,
have
miny,
any
mo.
sister-in-laws?
I do. I have Jessica Board. If you're watching, hi. Or now
Jessica.
Jessica Burns.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm so
That's what I'm thinking.
sorry.
But
Jessica Burns.
I can't see Jessica Burns in the building.
No.
I can see another Jay Burns in the building though.
Oh.
So that narrows it down
Down
to
two.
Joshua
Yep.
or Jared.
Now.
Now, I think we've finally figured out who it is.
Mm.
We are not padding at all. But can I introduce to you Jared Burns?
Yay.
Audible clapping.
Whee!
Now, Jared, Mike's there for you.
Thank you.
I reckon we will get into it. So, we're going to start off with getting to know the Burnses because
I love this segment.
Jared's hasn't quite achieved veteran status of Gap Youth Leaders yet.
Nah, not quite.
And Tegan's well on her way, but she's getting there too.
Yep.
So I am going to start with a pretty simple one, and you're allowed to ask this because they're both under the age of 30. What is your age?
Alex, I've got a question for you.
I'm the one asking the questions here.
What's 9 plus 10?
Jared is 21.
Hey, there we go.
Nice.
Jared's 21.
21.
He's 21. And Tegan, how old are you?
17, the dancing queen currently.
17.
Yeah.
I do think that's a pretty cool saying. I haven't heard it before, but
Yeah.
I reckon some people
What?
have.
That's a first for me, actually. I haven't actually seen
Really?
that. Yeah, I've heard that.
Well,
Get
next
cultured.
question. This is a good one. I thought of this one. I thought, oh, that's a good one. Height in watermelons at a guess,
What?
because everyone knows what centimeters are, but
Mm.
I want to know how many watermelons tall you think you are.
I think this is a pretty important question, actually. Do you know what the average watermelon height is?
Are we talking diameter?
Go like length. If you were to like lay it up on its, if you were to like just leave it there, it would fall over. Like
Yeah,
height,
pointy,
height-wise. Yeah.
pointy side up.
Yeah, point to point.
We'll give it 40 centimeters.
40 centimeters. All right.
So quick math.
Oh, I'm not good at math.
I've always been bad at quick math and math in general, so
I'd probably go. I'd almost go five. I want to say like five. No, six and a half. Maybe
Six-
maybe seven if depending on the size.
6.5 watermelons tall. Now, Tegan, how tall are you in watermelons?
Well, I'm obviously shorter than you, so it's going to be less.
Less than 6.5. Progress. Here we go.
So narrows it down a little bit. Maybe 4.5. I don't know. Maybe
We'll go with 4.5.
Four and
We've
a
got
half.
6.5 and 4.5. And here's the follow-up question: in the perfect world, what height would you want to be?
Whoa.
Ooh, it's a good one.
It's a pretty deep one. We could go pretty deep in this, but I'm gonna cap it at about a minute to explain what height and why. Starting with Tegan.
I mean, two possible outcomes. I mean, one, God created me this height for a reason, so I guess I just got to live with that. But
Amen.
Preach.
in a real, this is good. In a not realistic, in a perfect world, I'd probably want to be like maybe 6 foot or higher, because then I could probably be good at sports then, or jumping would be good.
There we go.
Reaching tall things, that's another good thing I'd
Nice.
like to be able to do. Cannot
All
do that
right.
currently.
I like that. I
There you
like
go.
that. What about you, Jared?
I'm pretty blessed with the height that I am currently. So I actually wouldn't change much, to be completely honest. I'm pretty happy with my life. With my, well, that too. But
With your
like,
life? Good to
Yeah.
hear. Good to hear,
but
Jared.
yeah, happy with my height. If anything, I'd probably go like maybe 5 or 6 centimeters tall, like just a smidge.
Mm,
But
nice.
yeah, no, I'm not going to question God's decision.
Mm.
That's spoken like a
Nice.
true man with wisdom.
Let's call it that.
All right. Next question to get to know the Burnses better. What's the best type of bird?
Duck.
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 Why duck?
They're just cool, you know. They just chill out. They eat bread. They can swim, fly. They really have it all going on.
Nice.
They look adorable when they're babies, and I have a lot of duck socks. And not to flex or anything, but I have a box full of rubber ducks. Just
That is a flex.
odd
You can't just
flexes.
say not to flex and then flex
Yeah.
on us.
Sorry, guys.
Counterintuitive.
Yeah.
All right, Jared, you're up.
I like I think they're called rainbow lorikeets. Like
Lorikeets or
lo-
larrikites?
the rainbow one. I don't know.
I think they're lorikeets.
lorikeets. All right, let's go with lorikeets. I think they're just really pretty birds. I like rainbow birds. And when we were younger, we went to my nana's house a lot, and they would like to swarm nana's house. So yeah, seen
Good
lots of them.
memories.
That's sick. That's sick. Well, if you guys want to know what my favorite type of bird, it's those birds. I don't know what they're called. I got to look up. My dad's got a book that's like, what bird is this? And it's like for bird watching. I don't think you watch these birds. They're the ones that like dive into the ocean and they can swim underwater and they catch fish. So they can do it all. They can swim underwater. They can swim on the water.
So
They can
ducks.
fly. They can walk. Like
So you talking
that sounds like the life.
Penguins? Question mark?
penguins?
Penguins?
Penguins
Penguins?
cannot fly in the air.
Why
No, well, they
not?
can if they like do the little dolphin dive, or penguin
Yeah.
dive thingy out of the water, like they flap. They're not actually
Have you
flying. They
never
don't like a
played
Buzz
that-
Lightyear fly.
They're
Have you-
falling with style.
Have you never played that game where you like hold it and then they go wee?
Oh yeah.
That one?
Ah,
Surely.
yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Great
but
game.
No idea.
I remember.
Cost $1 on the App Store back in 2012
Ugh.
on my iPod 4.
Rip off.
But moving on, we've got one last question to get to know you guys. I know the Burnses are famous for board games.
Oh,
Now, if you had to pick one board game to play, and it's the only one you can play for the rest of your life,
oh no.
what are we going with?
Jared, you go on.
I like Skippo intermittently. I say that.
Yep.
I only like it when I'm winning. I don't mind Monopoly, but sometimes it's just too long.
Mm.
So kind of not really leaning towards Monopoly. I did like what was it? Like Mastermind or Code Cracker, whatever it's called.
Mastermind, yeah.
Mastermind, yeah, that was pretty fun. I like playing that.
But could you play that as the only board game for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
That's true. It's not very there's only 2 people that can play, so it's kind of a bit limiting. I'd probably just go Skippo if I had to give an answer right now.
All right, skip both for Jared. Tegan.
I'm gonna have to go with a game that I was recently introduced to, the Bean game. That's not what it's actually called. It's like bean something. It's got beans in it. That's main takeaway. It does go for a while, but I reckon you could shorten it with some things. Yeah, you got your strategies, and I played it Monday and I got absolutely dogged. Like,
Well, that's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but I do love a game that you can dog someone, that you can just grind their gears.
I mean, just between you guys, like, it was a pretty good one, but still.
And you watching.
Respect it.
Yeah, you didn't hear that.
Just us and the yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
My favorite board game. Well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite, but if I had to choose one, it would probably it'd be like something like Settlers of Catan, because it's got options for expanding. I'm getting a nod from Shell at the back.
Right.
She agrees with my decision,
All right.
and it's always a good one to win.
Nice.
I've never actually heard of that. Like,
You've never heard
in
of
the
Settlers of
slightest.
Catan?
no.
Mm-mm.
Wow, I reckon the comment section would be blowing up, because if there's a couple of McGraths in there
Ooh.
or some Thurlings, I reckon they might have a word to you.
All right. If anyone knows, if anyone knows it, and
Bonanza, we're
Oh,
getting from the
is that
back.
Bi- yeah.
Nice.
Of course, Mister.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
is that
Bing
right,
game.
Linda?
Nice.
All right.
Comment down your favorite board game. I want to hear it,
Mm.
and if I haven't heard of it, I want to play it with you.
Yes, and
Get around that.
make sure it's not a card game like Jared said, because I said board games and he's gone out and
Oh.
said Skippo. I've just realised this.
There you
Ah.
go.
But
There you go.
we won't hold that against him. He still might get to veteran status by the end of this night, but
Forgive
we'll
me,
see.
for I have sinned.
Now, moving on to our next section, and then we've got a little tagline. But I'm just going to keep moving because I forgot to add it in. This section I stole from another podcast, not going to lie, but the section is called People Who. Now, to explain this section, I'll give you an example. So People Who is about, I don't know, just sharing your pet peeves. For example,
That-
people slurping on water when you're doing a live around the drum. But yeah, it's just something that grinds your gears, and that's something that some people in the community, some people in maybe this room do that you just annoys you, and you're just like, why do you do this, or why don't you do this? So
Yeah.
that's what People Who is. Now I'll get the ball rolling, and I want to hear a People Who from Jared and Tegan. So I've got two actually. I was thinking about this today, and I get fired up. So, me first People Who is people who, when they're driving, they're approaching an intersection or roundabout, and they're just, I don't know, they're off in their own world, and they don't have a look to see if there's cars there before they get to the intersection. So they stop at a give way sign or like a roundabout every time to look and then go. You can just have a look while you're driving up there, putting along, have a look. If it's clear, by the time you're there, you can just mosey on straight through and you don't need to stop. Like, it's not that hard to have a quick glance left, quick glance right, and have a look. It gets annoying definitely when you drive a manual car and you want to be able to just roll through in third, but nah, you got to go back to second and maybe even first. Like, these people with autos don't understand.
Yeah.
Um,
These auto scum.
so that's the kind of thing People Who is. Another one, just to enlighten you guys, is people who, when you're on a road trip, say Tegan, Jared and I, we're on a road trip, and we'll say that Tegan's got the aux, and
I know what's going on.
plays a song, and about a minute and a half in, bam, she skips it, next song. I'm like, you can't do that. The song's on, and you got to listen to it. Like, you've picked this song. Obviously, there's a reason you've picked it, so we got to listen to the whole thing. I mean, I'm not against if you hear the song and you're like, nah, actually, I don't like it. Bam, skip straight away. That is fine. That is fine. But if you're gonna listen to a song, you got to go all the way through. They didn't write half the song for you to listen to. They wrote the whole song. So
Gotta commit.
if you're gonna make a playlist or like you're road tripping, can't be skipping songs halfway through. You got to listen to them all the way through. Like if you want to skip them halfway through, do that when you're driving by yourself. Like,
Be considerate.
Yeah.
Like there's other people in the car. You got
Yeah.
30 seconds. I reckon it's about 15 to 30 seconds you got before
Yeah.
it's acceptable.
I'd say
fair.
15 because 30 you're almost into the chorus and the
Oh,
song's
true.
Mm.
True.
already,
Good point.
I don't know, established itself and the mood and yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my People Who.
fair.
Trendsetter.
Nice.
All right. I've got a few. I was talking to Tegan about a few of them on the way over, and yeah, we were kind of just like, yeah, just dislike that, and it just kept building up and building up. It was kind of, yeah, a bit bad. My first one, yeah, it really frustrates me, and I think a few people will kind of know where I'm going with this. Very like select few, but nothing annoys me more when people just ignore my messages. Like they just read them and they just completely ignore them, and it's just like, bro, I know you've like read it. Just can you like do me the courtesy of responding? So that's like a big one for me. And I'm gonna steal one of yours. So, but like
Disrespect.
this happens all the time at work, and you can't really help it. But when people are just eating with their mouth open,
Oh,
and
yes.
just all you hear is
Oh.
gag worthy.
Like, did you not do like, I don't know, 2 to 5 year old 101? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, no, just it's almost like they don't know that they're doing it, but it's so obvious, and you just want to like lean over the table and just like shut their mouth and be like, "Thank you," but you just can't because it's really rude. But yeah, they're probably my 2 pet peeves.
What are they? They're your 2 people who's.
Oh, people who's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks. I just like the name.
Yep.
But Tegan,
Yeah.
people who's.
Obviously, we're called to love everyone, but sometimes people make it really hard to do that.
Ooh, yeah.
Especially, I'm a massive one for chewing with their mouth open. Ugh, it's just gross. I don't need to see it. I don't want to hear it. Like, there's this GIF I've seen, and it's of a slug, and it's just. It makes me giggle every time, but I'm just like, if I saw someone do that, I would not be super fun times.
I'm literally imagining it in my head right now.
If you know what GIF I'm talking about, then quality.
Someone surely commented.
Yeah, chuck it in the comments.
Surely it's quality. So this is a kind of a specific one, but people who put speakers in their backpack and they blare like rap music that's like usually really filthy, and then they walk around. It's either like in train stations or they just walk around in really public areas. I just find that annoying. Like, I get it if you put the speaker in and then you're like in a park with just your friends or something. But if you're walking down the street, I don't want to hear your rap music. I don't want to hear it.
Oh yeah, like I'm so self-conscious about like doing that kind of thing that if I don't know, if I'm watching a video and there's someone sitting next to me, I'm putting earphones in or I'm turning it off. Like nah, I can't do that.
Big mood.
Yeah.
So definitely my
But-
top 2.
Yeah, that is people who. So comment down below what your people who is. Maybe we might have a look later, and in the next Around the Drum, we'll feature some of yours because otherwise it just sounds like us leaders are built up with all this like rage that we just want to release it. We want to hear your thoughts that maybe some things annoy you as well, because things can be very annoying. All right. This is my favourite section tonight, and I hope it is one of yours out there as well. It is the Lego Dream Build.
Nice.
Let's get it.
So, quick precursor. Have either of you ever played with or built Lego before?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I did one a couple weeks ago.
That's what I like to hear. That's what I love to hear, actually. So this section is all about a Lego build that you'd love to do, but maybe you just don't have time. I don't know. Lego costs a lot of money sometimes, or like you just can't get it. So, I just want to ask you guys, what is the Lego build that you would love to do? Your dream build?
Alrighty. I thought about this long and hard. And I would really like a Millennium Falcon, but they were super expensive when I looked at them, and apparently they don't sell them anymore.
No,
Or-
they're I think
so-
they're vintage now. Yeah.
I'm kind of cut about that one. And it also looks pretty big, so even if I could afford it, and it was still there, it'd probably take a while. But I actually have a collection of my own. It's fairly small, but I'm building it at.
Hey.
Please laugh.
Nice.
But I'm slowly building that. I've got an X-wing and baby Grogu and the Mando, and this little like Mandalorian figurines. Anyway, but so just to add to my collection, really.
Millennium Falcon. That's a good one. And by the way, for those non-Star Wars people, a Millennium Falcon is a transportation ship that flies through the sky.
Yeah, my bad. Should have cleared that up. But yeah, if anyone has one or wants to donate one, my birthday's in October. Just saying. Like,
That's it. So we'll put the call out there,
yeah.
and we'll get you guys to ring Gap Youth if you do have a Millennium Falcon Lego set that you want to give to Tegan for her birthday, and
Yeah.
we'll get something organised. If you don't have a business card for Gap Youth as well, quick segue, we have business cards.
Yeah, get around
So,
it.
If you're ever at Eternity Church, ask for a business card. Ask for a Gap Youth business card because there's like 250 of them.
I can't even count that high.
Josh I think he's put his blood, sweat, and tears into making these, and they look awesome. So if you want to flex on people with a Gap Youth business card, well, come to Eternity Church when it's not locked down.
Yeah, it's even like a cool way to like share Gap Youth to your mates. Yeah, just be like, got something for you, homie, and then just slip them a little Gap Youth card. Be pretty cool.
Yeah. Now, Jared, I want to hear your dream build.
Lego. I've also always wanted one of the Millennium Falcons. I reckon they're sick, but I'm not going to be that person that copies. But I will keep it in a Star Wars kind of sense. So I'd have like two different things, I reckon. I love like the Death Star. Like, yeah. So for those non-Star Wars people, basically another transportation. It's like the base ship for the bad guys.
Yeah.
Is the easy way to explain it. Yeah, it's a really cool, like sphere looking ship. It's pretty cool. And or wouldn't mind both.
It's an ideal word, so you can have
Yeah.
as much as you want.
They actually do like little Star Wars figurine heads, and they're like probably about like 30 centimeters. Probably not even like 20 to 25 centimeters tall each. I reckon just having like every single Star Wars character's head, like especially like the Jango Fett,
Jar Jar.
yeah, like Jar Jar,
Yes.
even what's the slug's name? The bad guy.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the
That's
Hutt.
the one. Yeah, and then like Obi-Wan and Anakin. I love Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Yep. No, that's sick. That's sick. I love the Star Wars theme because I don't know, but I reckon Star Wars is like some of the most expensive Lego out there. That and Harry Potter is unreal.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Like, you'll get a Lego set, and then if you want to buy a Star Wars version of it, you just slap another $50 on it, maybe you can buy it.
Yeah.
But my dream Lego build. So growing up, I loved diggers. I loved like
Nice.
Tonka trucks. I loved. So Dad works in the tree harvesting business, and there's these machines called processors, and they're pretty much big excavators, but on the end of it, instead of having like a bucket, it's got this processing head that like chops the trees to length and does all this cool stuff. But I'd love to do like a big build. It'd probably be like a Technic, the Technic
Nice.
version of Lego. Like,
Yeah, they're sick.
yeah, they're a little bit more challenging, and maybe I might feel a bit better about doing Lego if I did one of those. But one of those in like a tree harvester, and then that's kind of operational. Like once you've built it, like you can get, I don't know, little Lego trees, and it does
Nice.
stuff to it.
That'd
But
be cool.
it'd be pretty cool, I reckon.
Could even go to work with your dad and be like, Dad, I'm helping.
Yeah.
Get a little twig or something.
Love that. Just carry the family name on.
That's
Keep
it.
Dev Tree going.
That's
Yeah,
it.
nice.
Through Lego. Yeah. So that was Lego Dream Build. I think it'll be a mainstay on these around the drums.
Yep.
You can never get enough of Lego, and if you think you can, well, obviously you haven't played with the right Lego, or you've
Amen.
played with people that steal all your Lego or just destroy all your creations. Because half the time, the best part of Lego is just free building stuff and just slapping
Mm.
bricks on bricks and making a little city.
good.
But here we go. Next section, we're going to need these things.
What's
They're
that,
Bibles
Alex?
and they're good.
Nice.
Can you
Sure.
catch a Bible?
Yes.
There we go.
Got him.
And another Bible for Jared. You wouldn't have a clue what we're doing. If you think you know what we're doing here, chuck it in the comments. We do this a fair bit at youth, so you guys will think you'll have a good idea of what we're about to get ourselves into. And if you said Bible race, you are correct. We love a Bible race. We love a winner. We love a loser. And you know what else we love? We love a punishment. So in fitting
Uh-oh.
around the drum tradition, we have with us today a can of picked and soaked Edgar chickpeas, Australian
Ooh.
grown. Now,
Nice,
this
Australian.
can of chickpeas has a bit of a story. I don't know whether any of you guys know a former youth pastor of Gap Youth, Matthew McGrath. Last year, I lived with this man, and when we moved in, the church was really kind and gave us a whole bunch of food just to get us going, and some real staples, just in case we got really desperate. And this can of
Oh, it sounds-
chickpeas was in that box,
Getting healthy.
and it stayed in the corner of our kitchen for 12 months, and it's
Oh.
been living in my new place in the corner of the kitchen for another 6 months. And we're not going to look at the use-by date because these things don't go off. They're in the
Still- we're
cans
still
and they
good.
just don't go off.
We still good.
But loser has to eat 2 spoonfuls of picked and soaked chickpeas,
What kind of
or-
spoons we talking about? Like,
or they can have 4 scoops of it with tomato sauce to make it taste nicer.
got a bit of
So
variety
the
on
option's
'em.
open.
So it's 2 by itself or 4 with tomato sauce.
Correct.
Hmm.
So if you want the
Interesting.
tomato sauce, you got to hoe into it because it makes it good.
Does it like? Can you confirm that? Have you tried it?
I think you might need to test it.
Me
Alex.
myself, the only thing I use chickpeas for is back in primary school when we'd make those 3D figures and you'd use toothpicks and chickpeas.
Ah,
Oh,
yeah,
That's
yeah.
the
I remember
only
those.
time I've ever handled chickpeas. I've
Mm.
eaten one once, and there's a reason why I haven't eaten it again.
Have you had the dip hummus?
Ah,
No, I can't stand hummus.
What?
Okay,
No,
that's
it's-
literally.
Hummus is
hummus.
pretty good. Like, get
Oh,
some
you
carrots.
can have it then.
All right,
Yeah,
so
well,
we're
not
gonna
that-
newsflash. We're making it 3 and 6 now because we have an
Ooh.
expression of liking chickpeas.
No, that was not what I said.
I believe if one
What?
burn speaks it, all the Burnses appreciate it.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Let's go with
Can't
that.
believe I've done
Damn,
that.
that's a word. This is very good.
This is very.
Tegan.
Oh,
So I don't like
I don't like
Um,
cheaters.
don't like
Oh.
cheaters either. For this one, you can put your microphones down because you might need
Gotcha.
2 hands for this. We know how we need to set up for a Bible race. We have hands on either side of the Bible, no thumbs over the edges, and
Like Tegan or me?
Tegan's closer. You've got to be holding the Bible, but yeah, you can't have your thumbs starting to flick through the pages. So, our first verse is from.
I know I just like ruined the suspense just then, but are we allowed like when you say like let's just for silly sakes, let's go if you say Matthew, can I
Yep.
start looking for Matthew right away, or do I have to wait for you to say
No, I'll give
this
you.
versus that? Go.
I will give you the. I don't know the start or the. I don't know what I'll choose to say. I might even
Alright.
just say, like, say it's Matthew 1:1, chickpeas,
Yeah.
and then you can go because.
All right, I'm with you.
I
With
just
So
wanna
don't go looking early.
I just want to say I'm really bad at Bible races. If you saw me do Around the Drum last time, I'm so bad. So
I think we've gotten rid of that leaderboard though with all the
Oh,
times. So
thank God.
Tegan, it's a new year, it's a new you. If you don't want chickpeas, find the Bible verse first.
I'll try.
All right, are we ready? We're going to get into it. And the first verse is James 2, verse 1 to 4. Chickpeas. So we've got one man going to the front of the Bible. James 2, 1 to 4. Oh, wow.
I didn't even get past the contents page.
So we've got 2 strategies here. We've got the I think I know where roughly this is, so I'm
Yeah.
going to just dive in and look for it. And then we've got the I'm going to make sure I know where it is. Go to the contents
page.
and go straight to it.
Mm.
And both are valid options.
Mm.
So,
One just sucks.
so we've got Tegan on 1 point and
Oh, there's multiple. Oh.
Jared
Oh.
on 0.
Get me shaking.
Tegan, can I get you to read James 2, 1 to 4?
My friends, if you have faith in our glorious Lord Jesus Christ, you won't treat some people better than others. Suppose a rich person wearing fancy clothes and a gold ring comes to one of your meetings, and suppose a poor person dressed in worn-out clothes also comes. You mustn't give the best seat to the one in fancy clothes and tell the other one who is poor to stand at the side or sit on the floor. That is the same as saying that some people are better than others and would be acting like a crooked judge.
That's a word, guys. That is a word for all of you out
This
there.
is
Come
good.
on.
So good.
And that's just reading the Bible. We didn't even
Mm.
add on to it. Like, the Bible is phenomenal.
Love that.
Amen.
Now, I'd like us to close our Bibles again. Keep those thumbs away. Second one is 2 Corinthians 1 verse 21. Chickpeas. 2 Corinthians 1 verse 21.
I think I may have went past that. I'm just like kind of taking a different strategy this time. Yeah, I definitely went past it.
Verse 21.
2 Corinthians. What?
Oh,
I was a
wow.
lot closer this time.
Got him.
Oh, wow.
I actually got to 2 Corinthians this time.
Nice, nice.
Progress. That's what we
Nice.
like. We like this
Yeah.
progress.
Absolutely.
So,
And only up here, boys and girls.
Tegan, since you won it again, you get to read out 2 Corinthians 1, verse 21.
And so God makes it possible for you and us to stand firmly together with Christ. God is also the one who chose us.
That's another good word. It's like I planned these or something.
Wow.
Now, this is where it gets a bit more tricky.
Uh-oh.
That was level 1. That was that's just rookie levels. We're stepping up to like intermediate.
I need to level up.
Comment down a time that you reckon they should be able to do it in to achieve veteran gap youth leader status.
Oh,
My
mate.
hands are so cold, they're very stiff right now. And can't move
All
the
I'm hearing
pages.
is excuses.
I'm
That's all
like,
hearing.
I don't even need an excuse. I'm just saying, like, I just don't know the structure of the Bible. And, like, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't.
There's nothing wrong with that at all because the whole Bible is there for a reason, isn't it?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Now, moving into the next race. We have. Want to see those thumbs away? We have Nahum 1 verse 7. Go. Nahum, depends on whether you're an American or you're a British person. That's what Google told me. But I can see us both looking at the contents. It's a bit of a little one. So we've got Nahum 1 verse 7. Yep. Pause right there. Nahum, not Micah. Micah and Nahum are similar. I mean, they both have an A in them. So I can see where you get confused.
Got
Verse-
it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
This is what we like.
Let's go.
We love a comeback. We love a comeback.
Love the underdog.
Yes. And he's established himself as an underdog. I think he's done it on purpose as well. He's just sagged back a bit and then bang, he's going to come back strong.
I'm just a huge fan of the underdog story. Just
All
personally.
right. Now, I'd like you to read this one out.
I would love to, Alex. The Lord is good. He protects those who trust him in times of trouble.
Yeah, he does.
Come on.
Yes, he
That's
does.
a
So good.
word.
It
That's
is.
And right then, Jared was in a time of trouble. And what did the Lord do? He protected him. He got him to Nahum 1 verse 7 before Tegan.
Yeah.
It also makes for a more interesting next couple of races.
I got to Micah 1 verse 7 before Tegan could get to.
Yeah, I
that's a
was
trash
like, I
talk.
don't even know how to
I
spell
love
that.
it. Love the Burnses. Love the trash talk. Get
It's getting a
around
bit
it.
spicy.
Now let's close those
chickpea
Bibles.
in here.
This is
Oh,
going to be.
sorry.
They're going to be chirping all the way home as well. Whoever wins has got.
No, if Tegan when she's walking home.
Ooh, hear that? Someone's going to have to pick Tegan up.
Comment in the comment section below if you can't pick Tegan up if she loses. Oh, if she wins.
Please.
And she's leading 2-1 right now, so it looks like she's needing picking up. All right. The next one is, let's close those Bibles. This is not a specific verse. The question is, what was Noah's age when he died, and what verse does it say it in? Go. So this is Noah. Noah did a few good things. If we recall, our youth actually watched Evan Almighty, which I heard is a pretty accurate representation of the flood. And it was actually when Noah built an ark because the Lord flooded the world. And 2 of every animal got to that.
Hit me, bing, 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 bing.
Got him. No.
Got him?
Yeah.
All right, stop. Now, what verse is it? What
Okay,
chapter is
so
it? And how
it's-
old was he?
So it's Genesis chapter 9
Oh, yeah.
and verse 28. Noah lived 350 years after the flood and died at the age of 950. So,
So what verse is it? Chapter and verse.
Genesis 9, verse 28. Oh, no, 29. He died at the age of...
She
I'm gonna
saved
say
it there.
I'm gonna say Genesis. Nah.
No,
She saved it there.
Yeah, my bad. I can't read.
So 950 years was correct. That's a bloody long time. And Genesis 9:29, 3-1.
I like this. I'm learning. lots
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
This is
It's
good.
It's really
It's
good.
good.
You know what else you could learn? That there's only 2 teams in the NBA finals who have ever come back from a 3-1 deficit. And
Ooh.
one of those happened a few years ago.
If I get this right, can I get a point?
No, that's unfair
I'm pretty
advantage.
sure that's not how Bible races work, but
Oh, if you look in Numbers 10, it says LeBron James came back 3-1 with the Golden State Warriors.
wow. Wowee.
Yeah,
Through
what
2,
Jared
baby. Let's
said.
go.
Mm,
All right.
Basketball.
Yeah. Basketball. Stanley Hudson.
Amen.
Look him up. Stanley Hudson, good basketballer. But next one is a similar one to the one we just did. So it's nice and challenging. Thumbs down. I want to know who Jesus' great-grandfather was and what verse it says it is. Go. Have a think of where it talks about Jesus and where, I don't know, all of his ancestors are mentioned. We've got an ooh.
Okay, so there's a lot of names, and I can't speak well.
So you have to find Jesus'
so-
great-grandfather.
Okay, so in Matthew 1, verse... It's...
You only get one shot at this, so you got to give me a name.
Okay, this is kind of long. Why don't I give you a couple names?
No, you got to give me one name,
That's
not how it
rude.
works.
one name
mate.
only, and then it goes over to Jared.
What part are you in, by the way?
No. Okay, wait, so great
Bit of
grandparents?
Great-granddad,
Okay. so
great-grandfather
1, 2,
even.
Great. Thinking.
You've got
thoughts.
5,
No,
4,
I can't do well under pressure.
3, 2, 1. Give me the name of Jesus' great-grandfather.
Okay, can I just read out verses quick? Okay, this one's a little bit confusing because it's got like a 6b thing 11.
Okay.
But it's
I'll allow it.
at the moment it's Matthew chapter 1, and it's like so.
What verse are we looking in? Just
I don't know what that one is. I'm blaming that on the Bible.
that's all right. It's all
From
right.
David to the time of exile of Babylonian, the ancestors of Jesus were David, Solomon, in brackets. His mother had been Uriah's wife. A name starting with R.
No, I've got to hear. Jesus' grandfather. So you've got. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Have a look. Look for. Otherwise, I'm going to have to pass it over to Jared.
No, that's.
You've got one more name. Next name I hear, it's got to be Jesus' grandfather, great-grandfather.
That's Jesus' dad's dad. Just for
No,
great.
great-grandfather.
Jesus' dad's dad.
Correct.
Oh, so many.
So
names.
it's not Jesus, and I'll give you a hint. It's not Joseph. It's Joseph's grandfather. So we're not here all day, and this isn't very entertaining, is it, guys? So I got to
Oh,
get you,
We're really sorry.
Jared. You get a turn now.
Oh.
All right.
Alright,
Okay.
cool.
Give me a
Rude.
name,
Um,
please.
I'm just gonna go have a
Have a stab.
yeah. I'm just gonna go David.
David. You reckon David is Jesus's great grandfather?
Um,
I'm going to say that's incorrect.
all right, cool.
I want to see if anyone in the. I'm going to go have a look now because these guys are taking a bit. I'm going to see whether anyone in the comments
Is it?
has gotten this right yet.
Now, is
Doesn't
it?
look like it. I thought Mia
Wait.
would have got it. Mia's pretty
Can
good with the
Can I
Bible.
do another guess?
You can do another guess.
Actum.
Incorrect.
Hmm.
I'll give you a hint. It is Matthew chapter 1, and it is after verse 13. It's between verse 13 and 17. even.
I'm going to have
Is it?
Iliad.
It is not Iliad.
Is it Joseph?
That is his
No,
father.
no, no.
That is his
No,
father. It can't be his
no.
great grandfather.
No.
Elazar.
No.
Eleazer.
Jeremiah.
Incorrect. Incorrect.
Rama. No.
Incorrect.
No. That's-
Zerubbabel.
This
I'm
is
going to get my Bible up
This
and
is getting
see whether it's that
embarrassing.
hard.
His
Wait, you said it
ancestors
was
were
where? Matthew 1 what?
Jehoiakim.
It is not that one.
Jehoshaphat, is that?
It is not Jehoshaphat.
Azar?
Elakim.
It is not.
Azor.
Just gonna spitfire some
Zadok.
names.
Actually,
Got.
We go to Matthew 1, chapter 15,
Jera.
what? Chapter 1.
verse 15.
Verse 15. What? There's so many. What?
You see, my tactic for this,
Herod?
I thought it was
Harold?
relatively achievable.
Mathen.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's got
Oh,
him.
What is this?
So-
First try.
So he got it first try. I should give him bonus points for that.
I think you should.
But
actually.
my thinking was, all right, so we've got the genealogy here in Matthew
Okay.
1.
I already see what you're doing.
But-
right
And
now.
so it's got Jesus, and then it shows the father of Jesus. So that's one generation, which is Joseph. We go one more generation, which is grandfather. It says Jacob. One more generation, and we've got Mathan. Like,
Where is this?
I think that was simple enough. It's in verse 15 and 16. So I just worked backwards, but let's just say these guys may not reach veteran status
I think
quite yet tonight.
I actually like looking at that right now. It's just like, yeah, that actually makes that's some sound logic. But yeah, when you just have
I guess when you're in the heat of the
you
moment,
just have a lot of pressure on you. You're just like, ugh, like who is it? Just tell me. But
now if
yeah.
anyone can make like a clip out of that noise that Jared just made,
actually
be
do it.
sick.
That'd be sick.
It's like the Villager Minecraft noises. Ooh.
No.
all right. So score check. We have 3-2. So Jared's coming
On the
back.
comeback.
Roll.
He's going to try and force a game 7 here, but we've got to get through this next question unscathed. So, I hate to say it, but I don't know whether you guys will get this one. So, I'm going to give you guys a hint. You're looking in one of the Kings books. So, there's First Kings and Second Kings. One of those is where this answer is. The question is, who was the person who parted the river Jordan? So he parted the river Jordan, and he and another person walked through on dry land. So we're looking in 1 or 2 kings. Now, another story unrelated to this that's got to do with these people is I remember it would have been I reckon I would have been 10 or 11 in Kids of Destiny on a Friday night at 4 o'clock. I don't know. I think I was talking to Bella about this last week, reminiscing on how good Kids of Destiny used to be. It was the absolutebomb.com. And so we were listening to a Bible story one of those times, and it was the story of Elisha. And I think this was just after Elijah had gone back to heaven, and there were people chopping down trees, and one of them went to chop it down, and his axe head flung off into the river. And I'm pretty sure it went a bit like this, that Elisha obviously talked to these blokes for a bit and wanted to show the power of the Lord, and he actually got the axe head to rise up to the surface of the water, which is like physically impossible. But it was a long time ago, and I can't really remember that story that well. So if you're in the comments, please correct me. I remember that part of the story, but I don't remember much else. But it was pretty cool.
Now, was it Elijah?
That is correct. Now I want to know
Nice.
that chapter and the verse that it says it in.
Well,
I want you to find the story where he parts the Jordan.
there's. Okay, so I'm just thinking out loud at the moment.
Correct.
So.
You are.
So 1 Kings chapter 17. It's like Elijah stops the rain. So
He stops the rain.
yeah. So
Doesn't
technically
sound like a
not
river to
what-
me, guys.
So he's told to cross it. Blah blah blah. So after a while, it dried up because there was no rain. But
I hear no River Jordan. I
okay,
hear no
just be
parking.
quiet.
And I hear no walking across on dry land. So I'm going to
Okay,
say that.
Just chill. Wait. No. Give me a minute. I've got at least half a point.
I'm going to see whether anyone in the comments has got it. Let's have a look. Thank you to whoever said Kids of Destiny was the best, because it absolutely was.
It was classic, Mrs. Jeanette.
I just went through all of them. Can't find it, but I'm not going to give up.
All right, I'm going to narrow it down. It's in 2 Kings.
Oh,
Okay.
It's in
Tegan,
2 Kings.
No. Tegan, you're looking in the wrong spot, man.
Yours not helping.
Oh, I'm just trying to encourage you.
Healthy trash talk here. We
Mm.
promote healthy trash talk.
Amen.
Jared's
Lord,
getting
give
closer.
me the answer.
Should I give a warmer or
Where you at?
Yes, actually do like
Where
warmer
you
and
at?
colder for me.
Where
You can't
at,
see Tegan's
Jared?
Bible, so you can't actually do it. I mean,
You actually got to have a look at that. You can't just turn the pages and
Early.
expect me to say, there it is. You got it.
I think I've gone too far.
It's before chapter 10.
Oh, no.
This is turning into a game of higher or lower. And
Yeah.
this is not what the Bible was meant for. So I, as the host, apologize. But I have found it.
Stop flexing.
You know
alright?
where it is, though, Alex. That's the difference.
I do know it is.
Oh, okay. So,
Alright. So, can you read me out the verses where it says it?
okay, so 2 Kings
Yep.
2.
Yep.
14. He struck the water with the coat and wonder. Will the Lord perform miracles? For he has done for Elijah. As soon as Elisha did this, a dry path opened up through the water, and he walked across.
Well done.
Ah.
Well done.
Nice. I was literally right.
Had me
on the
hands
page
shaking there,
next to the
guys.
side.
I want to apologize. I disclaimer. Oh, thank you.
That's respect. That is respect right there. If
yeah.
someone just beat me at a Bible race and I had to eat, I don't know, chickpeas with tomato sauce, I wouldn't give him a fist bump. I'd probably not give him much at all.
I'm actually just saying, good luck walking home, man.
I'll make
I
it. I've
respect
got
that.
good shoes on. She'll be right.
Oh, she wants to.
No.
I'm hearing she wants to walk home.
All right, challenge accepted.
No.
You've got 2 hours because you only get 2 hours of recreational time.
Oh,
So,
heck, true.
yeah,
Oh, thank you.
Bibles can return. They have been worked out tonight, and that's what we like to see. We like to see Bibles getting used because a perfect Bible is not what we're chasing. A perfectly crisp Bible, I'm not a fan of because it hasn't been read. And
True.
we love a good Bible that's been highlighted,
Ah, so
underlined,
good.
notes written in the little side parts where you can write notes. And you write really messily because it's really hard to write on it, and they're really thin pages. But we love it, don't we?
We do.
Good
I
stuff.
highlight most of my stuff in yellow highlighter. And
Yes.
so I have LED lights in my room, and I put it on blue, and it just like stands out and looks sick. So,
Try it sometimes.
yeah, I'd recommend.
Sometime even. But before we get into this bad boy, this lovely can of goodness,
I'm so excited.
I'm excited for you.
we've got our next section.
Ooh.
And the name of this section is called Priority Flick.
Ooh.
And from the name, you might guess it's about films, TV shows, everything entertainment, because that's what we love here.
Good stuff.
So I would like each of you to share a recommendation to the viewers of something that you've watched recently that just hit the spot. You just, after watching it,
Yeah.
you're like, that's good. I like it.
Nice.
All right, so who wants to start?
I'll kick us off.
Go for it.
Very fresh. I actually watched it last night. It was Big Hero 6.
Big Hero 6.
It was absolutely like quality, and just for like a little bit of a banter. I don't know if Amy's watching, but if you are, hi Amy. She was just
Hi,
like,
Amy.
she was just like, oh, should we watch the first one? Why would we start at number 6? I'm like, Amy, steady number 1. So yeah, that was a bit of a funny one, but yeah, it was good. She actually said she enjoyed it as well, which doesn't happen very often with movies I pick. So no, it was good. Bit sad.
Respect that.
Thanks, man.
Great movie choice.
Thanks.
Harry,
Yeah,
baby.
it was good.
Now, what sets it apart? Like, there's a lot of good animated movies out there,
Yeah.
and I don't know, Pixar do a ripper job, and so do DreamWorks and the bunch of them. But what sets it apart?
I think you're emotionally invested in these films. You get some sort of like relationship with the main character, and
Yep.
you're just like, nah, that can't happen, but it happens, and the relationship is just so real, and for anyone who hasn't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but yeah, my heart breaks every time I watch it.
I love that.
Mm.
And now, for the viewers out there, where can they access this?
I believe it is on. It's either Disney Plus or Netflix.
Disney Plus or Netflix?
I'm gonna say Disney Plus. Yeah,
Disney Plus. All right. If you want to watch Big Hero 6, jump onto Disney Plus. I mean, if you want to sponsor us, you can. We'd happily accept one. And if you don't have Disney Plus, find someone that does and ask them for their password. Become a leech. Nothing wrong with a leech. And you don't have to pay for a streaming service.
We
So-
respect leeches.
We
We
really
do.
do. All right. Tegan, you're up. Priority flick. What you got?
Ooh. Sticking with the cartoon theme going on right now. I watched this a couple weeks ago. I mean, at the moment, I'm more watching TV shows and not really movies. But the Mitchells versus Machines, it just hit the spot. You know, it had that
I
new level of comedy, and I was giggling throughout the whole thing, and I was watching it with my mum, and she was also giggling throughout the whole time. It was great, and there was a lot of good one-liners, and it had a pretty cool animated dog in there.
That's sick. That is so cool.
Yeah, it has a very wholesome storyline. You know, the family is reunited. We'll just leave it at that. but
Love that.
Very cute.
I tell you what, though, any movie that you can watch with your mum and you both enjoy it,
Yeah,
it's got to be a good movie.
yeah, definitely.
And just sharing a bit of my personal story, there's a movie that I watched with my mum quite a bit, but I didn't enjoy it. She loved it. And it was mainly because she was just chilling and watching it. And I don't know, I'd be doing my own thing. I'd just walk into the lounge room and I don't know, I'd just sit down and watch for a while. And it was Anne of Green Gables. It was
classic.
It was an
Oh, nice.
absolute classic.
Absolute classic.
And I reckon I've probably watched it in total probably 3 or 4 times now without even realizing, just being in the room when it's on. And yeah, I can't say that it's a great thing, but it's a
Respect. Respect, man.
It's nice.
Got to get around them.
Yeah. So, I've got my own priority flick that I've brought to the drum, and this one was one I watched, I reckon it was about 2 weeks ago, and it was called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. Now, if you want a tearjerker, watch this movie. Oh man, it got the waterworks going. You can see it on Netflix. It's based on a true story, actually. So
Love true stories.
this is a boy
Almost
who
the
he's growing up in Malawi, which is a country in Africa, and there was a severe drought. So I'm not going to spoil it, but there was a severe drought, and they couldn't get the rain to come because it was going to miss them. It was going to go like over the top, and then they got rid of a whole bunch of trees, and so the floods came. All the rain came at once and just washed out all the crops. But if the trees had been there, the water would have consolidated and it wouldn't have just flown straight through. It would have slowed down the water and it could have soaked into the soil. But the big money hungry companies chopped down all the trees. This is not an animation, by the way. This is
The real deal.
motion picture,
Mm.
as I learnt earlier this year. I'm knowledgeable. And this guy learnt about wind power and he harnessed the wind to ensure the longevity of his community. So
Nice.
you get, as Jared
Rap God.
Jared said, movies have a way of making you emotionally connected with them. Like,
True.
you just, I don't know, you build a relationship with the character. And you know what? It's even worse with TV shows.
Oh, don't get me
Like,
started.
not going to get into that. That's
Yeah,
a
no,
Whole nother
whole
can of
different-
chickpeas.
that is another. It's a whole nother can of chickpeas. But it's getting to that time of the night
I'm just so excited. Let's do it.
that we're going to do it. I'm going to get Jared to hold me mic, and I'm going to open this lovely can of goodness.
I'm
You
excited.
got to get like the sound of it.
Some ASMR going on.
Oh, surely that was it ASMR?
Yeah, ASMR.
Yeah, surely that got it. Or
Love some quality ASMR. Ooh.
that actually just made my stomach churn. Not gonna lie, that actually
Ooh.
just like
Dinner. Mm-mm.
if you could actually go get something like just like I'm
So
not saying I would,
we've-
but, like just
We've
in
had a great
case.
suggestion from Rochelle to get a spew bucket.
I would.
I
like
mean,
to
it's not that
smell
bad.
it.
Smell it. Smells
Yeah.
pretty.
It
Yum.
doesn't smell that bad. It
It smells like fish.
Yeah, it smells.
Um,
it smells
I'll
like
get you to
that,
hold this one again.
like that canned tuna. Sort of offering buckets. No.
We're going to
Oh, dust fell out of that
we're
one.
not only going to give ties, we're going to give some spew.
All right, so
Can
we're
we
going to
give
make this
more?
quick. What's your choice? 2 spoons without sauce or 4 spoons with sauce?
Oh, that's actually that's horrible. I'm just gonna go without the sauce.
Without.
Yep.
2 spoons without. You don't have to drink the juice, by the way.
Yeah. Praise God. God
I
is
mean, we're
good.
not savages. We love to see
Yeah.
entertainment, but
Oh, I'm actually certain they're off. Like that's not they do not smell like. That does not
they
smell-
are canned food. Canned
No.
food doesn't go off.
It does not smell.
Mum
like
told
hummus.
me that
Yeah,
canned food
smell.
and super like salty food like Vegemite doesn't go off.
I'm actually like half like gagging at just the smell of it.
Well, rules are rules, and
Yeah, that
if
kinda
you're gonna
smells
play
like
the game, you're
tuna.
gonna get hurt.
Actually, oh Andrew, I'm so sorry.
That smells
2
like tuna.
spoonfuls. It's all in your head.
Mm.
No, oh,
Block your
man.
nose.
Alright.
Apparently that's better.
Yeah, you
to-
just breathe through your mouth. 2 spoons,
but
3.
don't-
That's easily a spoon. That's a spoon.
Mm.
That's a spoon. That's still a spoon. All right,
You
we're gonna
can
go
do
in
it. I
3,
believe in
2,
you.
1. One more. Grab another one in.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, you lost one. Oh, if you guys could hear that, that was not a pleasant
And-
sound.
We're not going to get to the second one, I don't think.
Mm.
It's like actual vomit.
We're gonna stop it there.
Mm.
I feel like we've been shortchanged. Honestly, like they look fine.
Do you want to try one, Alex?
Not for me, thanks. I'm the host, so they could be off. Like you never know, but it was a valiant effort.
says it goes off next year.
All right, so we've figured it out. In date, nothing wrong with them. Maybe chickpeas just aren't for Jared.
Maybe, yeah, he's just going to be scarred forever from hummus, you know?
Yeah. But
Mm.
what I'm going to ask you a question. What was meant to be tonight? If we weren't on lockdown, what was meant to be tonight for youth?
Testimony night.
Testimony
with
night.
Sammy Dash, I believe.
With Sammy Dash and co.
Yeah.
Now,
okay.
Testimony night is still going to be happening for Gap Youth. We haven't figured out when, but it will still happen. And there's still time for you to keep working on those testimonies of yours. And if God's placed a burden on your heart that you have something that you want to share, that God's been doing in you or through you, there's still time. Hit up one of us leaders, have a chat with us, and there's still spaces for you to share a word. It doesn't have to be long. It can be 1 or 2 minutes. Doesn't really matter. It's all about sharing what God's doing in your life, because that can be powerful for some people, and powerful for yourself and powerful for the people that hear it. So even if you're kind of like, oh, I've got a word, but I don't really want to share it because I don't know, don't like speaking in front of people. I encourage you, take a step of faith, step out, message one of us. We'll have a chat to you about how, hey, being up the front is scary. It is, but the more you do it, the stronger you get in it. And if you trust that God's got your back, what can go wrong? One more thing, keep up to date with Gap Youth on the socials if you want to know what's going on. I hope you've enjoyed the night. I hope Jared and Tegan have enjoyed themselves. I'd like to hear a highlight from the night from each of you. Starting with Jared.
As disgusting as that actually was, that was actually like, it was kind of funny. But now I've got like the taste of spew in my mouth, so I'm not really
Delicious.
digging that much.
Thanks for sharing.
Mm.
All right, Tegan.
But my highlight.
Go on.
My highlight. I like as much as I sucked in the Bible race. I think they're actually quite fun, and I learnt a few little things. Learned how to use logic as well. So thank you, Alex.
No worries.
But it was just, yeah, I think I learnt a few things about Tegan, and I know a few little. I forgot what you call them. People
who's?
People
Pet
who's.
peeves, yep.
I might start developing a few more people
People peeps?
peeves.
People who?
People who's.
Who's. There you go.
People who's.
All right, Tegan.
I just have to say, from my competitive side, winning was great.
Isn't it?
Walking home is also great.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But no, yeah, I think it was good to get to know a bit about you guys, and yeah, actually, like learning more about the Bible, because I didn't even know some those things. Yep.
Yep, well, that's what we're here for. Live around the drum. You learn stuff. You eat stuff.
Mm,
Yeah, I
walk
don't know.
home.
You walk home sometimes.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, we all had fun. We hope you had
Mm.
fun. And tune in next time. I'm not sure when it is, but I think there's one coming up soon, maybe next Sunday even.
In
We
a
might
few
even get
weeks.
the very own Josh C. Wright to appear.
Ooh,
Josh Wright.
He's also, pray for him. He's struggling a bit at the moment. He's a bit under the weather. He got a test. He does not have COVID, but be praying for him. We love him, and enjoy the rest of lockdown.
yeah.
Enjoy it, peeps.
All right. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Now this is where we just stand here awkwardly.
Doot, doot, doot.
We're off.
I hate chickpeas. Do they actually